Hi, love. Welcome back. It's Kathleen. And let me ask you something. When was the last time you played? Not a hobby, not a self care box. I mean, laughed, made a mess, did something just for joy. Most mamas I know can't remember, and I was one of them. Today, I'm sharing 5 simple ways to bring that joy back, even if you're tired or overwhelmed. But let's first talk about why play matters. As a mom, we're giving all the time and often forgetting to live joy ourselves. Play feels optional or unproductive, and who has it on their to-do list? But it's actually a lifeline because without play, we feel disconnected, impatient, and exhausted. I think Abraham Hicks, he always talks about like the whole purpose of life is to feel joy and to feel good. And what makes and gives us joy? Play is part of the game. Of course, as parents, we think about this. Do our kids play enough? But today we're not talking about the kids, we're talking all about us. We spend often all day giving joy, like to our kids, as I mentioned, but we actually forget to live it. I heard this recently. I think it was a friend of my oldest son. And he said, when I don't want to become a grown up because grown ups don't have fun anymore, they're always serious. And let's change that. It's so easy to fall into that hole of doing, but let's change it. And let's have a look what happens when we stop playing. From my own experience, and I heard it from so many other people and mothers before, and you can find research on this. We snap more at our kids, we feel disconnected from ourselves and our environment. Life just feels hard. We lose that spark that makes motherhood actually feel absolutely magical. And come on, let's be a little bit honest here. Why did we get kids in the first place if not for playing? Well, at least I use them as a reason to do a lot of silly stuff. So, but now let's talk about the 5 ways to bring back that joy. Number 1 is to schedule play like an appointment. It sounds crazy. It sounds so counterproductive that, but putting it on your schedule or on your to-do list, you make it as a non-negotiable, something you have to show up for if you are committed to your to-do list. It sounds silly, but sometimes this helps. And I have done this now for, I think, 2, 3 years, because it actually, I read it and it reminds me, yes, I need to really make that time. And it is actually important because somehow things that get on the schedule feel more important than the things that are not on the schedule. I don't know why. And it can be like literally 5 minutes, it can be 20 minutes. It doesn't truly matter. Choose whatever works for you. If you're just starting out, maybe 5 minutes today is more than enough. The key is to choose joy intentionally. And that brings me pretty much to number 2, which is play with your kids on your terms. I have that, like often they come and say, can you play with me? And then I might join, but I don't really feel the joy of it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But when I have play on my list, I decide the game. I decide what to play, and I invite my kids in to play with me, whatever that is. It might be Lego, it might be dancing, it might be storytelling or changing clothes or building a huge sandcastle outside. And you'll be surprised how much fun you actually have. And most often your kids will have fun too. And maybe they get to know a completely different way of play. Number 3 is to embrace the imperfection and the messiness. Play doesn't have to be perfect, neither does it have to be productive. Actually, the opposite. The more unproductive it is, the better. And don't even start thinking when I play like this, like, let's say you're painting with watercolors. Don't start thinking about the mess you're making and that you have to clean it up afterwards because you're taking all the fun out. Just have fun for the sake of fun. Let the laundry wait, let the cleanup wait, paint with these watercolors, sing out as loud as you can. Get silly, climb that tree in that forest that's just like waiting and you're looking at it every time you're passing it. It feels so magical if you start doing these things. And that brings me back to actually number 4, not back to the next point, number 4, to use play to reconnect with your intuition and to connect with nature. Play slows down your busy mind and reconnects you with your inner self. I always find that when I start really playing, there is a peace coming over me. I start to feel calm and I start to feel relaxed, and I'm actually entering the space of the present moment. I'm here, I'm now, and I'm playing, and that's all that matters. It feels so good. All these thoughts just, they're coming back, but right now they're kind of on a bus stop waiting to be picked up again, and the moment play stops. Um, that, this really nice belly feeling, this deep yes, this I'm alive. And that happens when you play. And it feels so good, like climbing this tree, you're realizing, oh, I can do this. And just being there and feeling this deep, deep connection. And number 5 is that remember that play is actually manifestation in motion. Whenever you read something about, the law of attraction, manifestation, the more joy you have, the more you, and for me, joy, it's not equal play, but play often brings definitely joy. This is manifestation in motion because what it does, it raises your vibration, your energy, you're feeling good. And when you feel good, well, guess what? It's called the law of attraction. You attract more of that feeling good. So the more you play, the more magnetic you become. But besides all these steps or different ways, the deeper, actually bigger why we should play, it's about reclaiming our softness, connecting with our bodies, and just feeling truly alive and aligned. Play brings presence. There is no multitasking. There is no about how to be productive, how to be strategic. It's all about just being. And on a side tangent, we are human beings. We're not human doings. On a side note on this, I heard this great speech from Eckhart Tolle where he's actually going onto a rant about that we're human beings and not human doings. And play is exactly that. It brings in the being part. When I play, I remember who I am. And this is kind of how I feel connected, how I manifest. It's not from the grid, it's from joy. The more you feel, the higher is your energy. The more energy you have, the more, you just feel good and get done. And from there, you're becoming a magnetic being of more of what you want. And isn't that all what we want, particular motherhood? Just imagine that through something like play, let's say you're super tired and exhausted and you play, you connect. At least my own experiences, I can let go of the tiredness for a short time. I'm actually feeling full of energy, feeling vibrant, and I can carry much more of this higher energy throughout the day than if I haven't played. So maybe particular on this next really tough day you have getting out of bed and you're so tired to spend a couple of minutes in the morning and Find something you want to play. And it's really about the small shifts. It doesn't need to be huge. It doesn't need to be hour long. It can be, sing, even you don't have a singing voice and everyone goes like, oh, it sounds crazy. Skip the laundry and paint with watercolors. Take the color out and make the house even more messy. It doesn't matter. Dance in the kitchen while you make breakfast and you already will feel much more energy and much better. Make silly voices if that's your type of stuff. I'm so bad with that. Although one of my children is really good in imitating Donald Duck. Let play just be exactly that. Playful and fun, whatever that means for you. I don't think there is something generic to say this is working for everyone. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be absolutely real. And if you're ready, Mama, and want to discover a bit more joy and lightness, I really invite you into my 5-day mom reset challenge. We're going to start on August 18th, and you're going to get an email with me with a little task every day or a little bit of saying, and it's a gentle way to recharge and reconnect. I'm so looking forward to start the challenge. You will find the link in the show notes, and I invite you to come and play with me. And as always, from one wildly woodland mama to another, let's keep growing and glowing together.